everybody. Usually I do not start my videos with a full eye look and nothing else on my face, but today it made sense because today we are looking at the new Cle de Peau foundation. This is the name is interesting. Radiant Cushion Foundation Dewy. I don't know. That's the name. That's just what they're called. And the new Cle de Peau lipsticks. Now, these aren't technically new, and we'll get into that in a second. But I have all of the formulas. I did put some pictures up on Instagram. There's a creme shiny formula, there's a creme matte formula, and there's a creme sparkle formula. I did get one shade in each to show you guys here on the channel. I'll put them on my lips so you can see what the formula looks like. We'll talk a little bit about that. But I also have the Rouge Shine from the former formula, that is the shiny formula. And that I assume is being discontinued and that these new ones are taking over. So we'll go into what the difference is in the formula and what I think of the new formula, the sparkle formula, because the matte and the shiny ones existed before. It's in a different formulation. The foundation, though, is different. It's new, as far as I can tell, and it's a Radiant Cushion Foundation. Comes in this refillable cushion compact. It has, the regular cushion-looking thing. The one thing I'll say is it's square, which is different. Most of the cushions I've ever seen are round, but this one's square. So you have a square cushion. And I have worn this a couple of times, so I have some thoughts, and we'll put it on today. So I have nothing on my face. I have my eye look done, but nothing on my face. My eye look is Cle de Peau, and I'll make sure I have the eyeshadow quad down in the description box. So let's talk a little bit about the foundation. It has 0.52 ounces, so about half an ounce in here. I have it in B10. Light beige, which is the right shade for me. That works really well for me. And it's 24 months, I think. Yeah, so 2 years, which is pretty good. I have to say, I think that's pretty decent for a foundation. It is a cushion foundation, which means that you are going to, have this cushion in here, and you're going to use a sponge. There's this little sponge that comes with it. And you're going to put it on your face with this sponge. So I'm going to do that while we talk about the foundation, because I actually think that there's going to be, after I'm done with my review, I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be interested in the foundation. Spoiler. So first of all, cushion foundations can be dirty, because you get the sponge kind of gross, and you get the detritus around the sides of the sponge and all that good stuff. So I don't love that about any cushion foundation. I am always a little grossed out, frankly, by the fact that you have to put the same cushion, back into the cushion, and you're going to get it everywhere and all of those things, and it doesn't stay clean. So that is something that I don't love. But I don't love that about any cushion formulation, because it's the nature of the beast. That's what it is, and that's how you're going to apply it. You could apply this with a brush. You could, dip a brush into here. There's nothing to say that you can't do that, but I'd say that I think kind of ruins the point of the cushion and using the little sponge. Two things I'd say about the little sponge that are interesting. The shape on here, and I'll show it to you in just a second. My face is a little broken out today. I'm not really sure why. Could be lots of reasons. It could be because I'm trying out so many different products, or it could be hormonal. Who knows? The joys of everyday living. You're like, what is that? Who knows? Could be anything. So I don't know exactly why it's a little broken out, but I will tell you that this foundation really actually has a good amount of coverage, but not like a heavy amount of coverage. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look cakey or anything, but it gives a really nice finish, and it covers up anything that you don't like my little breakouts that are going on now that I don't know where they're coming from. And it covers that up really well without feeling in any way heavy or looking in any way heavy, actually. It looks, you know, like a very light coverage, and it looks stunning on the skin. And you immediately get like any coverage of anything that's like problematic that you don't like on your face, but at the same time, it doesn't look heavy or cakey in any way, which is actually pretty amazing for a foundation. I always find with foundation that if it gives you enough coverage to cover all the things you don't like the redness or breakouts or something, then it usually looks like kind of thick. But this doesn't. And it reminds me a lot of the Chanel Touch foundation. It's not even really a foundation, that's described as a water fresh tint. But anyway, it has this like amazing coverage and it looks seamless and like covers everything, but it's a very light texture. This has that same look. Also, the sponge, the cushion, whatever it is actually really interesting. It's not a circle. It has this little cutout at the top, this like little, you know, little crescent taken out of it. And at first I was like, well, that's just weird. Like, what the heck is that going to be good for? And then I realized that when you have your eye makeup on and you use it like this, it goes perfectly under the eye like that. And it also works on your brows. Like, look at the shape. I was like, oh, like it's perfect. It literally, and like around your nose, like you can just kind of like press it in. So this sponge shape is actually very well thought out. I don't know if that's actually why they did it, but it's genius. So anyway, the foundation, great coverage, looks beautiful on. It does have like a dewiness to it, like, but not shiny, just a little dewiness. The B10 is a great match for my skin. And I have to tell you, like, I've been so impressed with how this wears. It wears beautifully. Like throughout the day, it just looks nice. It never looks like shiny. It never looks like super cakey. When it wears, just sort of wears away. It reminds me a lot of the Chanel Touch. And I really, really love it. And I think it just makes my skin look so perfect, which is awesome. The drawback is the smell. And I shouldn't say smell, I should say scent, but the scent is strong. I think it's rose. I'm not absolutely sure. I think that's what it's supposed to be though. I think it's rose. Yeah, it's a strong scent. So if you don't like fragrance in your product, you're not going to like this because that scent is strong. You put it on and you smell it. And honestly, I still smell it a little bit. So I think it's rose. I'm not absolutely sure, but it's a strong scent and you're gonna sense it. You're gonna smell it the minute you open up the compact and put it on your face. So yeah, that's the downside. I really, really love the foundation though. This is the, other than the Chanel Touch, which I like ran around talking about forever last year, this is the most impressive foundation I've used in quite some time. So that's like saying a lot for me. I'm really impressed by it and I really, really like it. For my drier skin, it's amazing and it looks just phenomenally good. Great coverage, great color match, dewy but not, you know, shiny, just perfect. Except for the scent, which again, I am not bothered by, but I know a lot of people are. And I don't love the cushion, like I just as a sanitary thing, like I don't love that, but I think that's what makes it look, like it looks. So if that's the case, then that's the case. Let me put on some Cle de Peau powder and some Cle de Peau blush and the whole thing. I'll just fast forward through that, but I'll let you guys see it and then we'll get to the lips. We're back for the lips. So what I have on is Daybreak Shimmer number 21 in the highlight. We have blush in number 4, and then I just have on the Chanel bronzer because I don't think I actually have a Cle de Peau bronzer. I have to go look. I don't think I do. All right, so let's talk about the lips. So I'm going to bring up the Cle de Peau site really quickly. The dewy refill for the foundation, by the way, is $75. The actual entire compact is $105. So once you buy it, it's $105, but then when you refill it, it's $75. Shades, I'm trying to see how many shades they have. If I remember correctly, there's not a lot of shades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I see on the Cle de Peau site at the moment, they only have 7 shades in stock. I know they have more than 7 shades, but I know their shade range is limited. So that's also an issue. All right, so $105, $75 for the refill, and a limited shade range. The lipsticks. There's the Cream Rouge Matte, Cream Rouge Shine, and the Cream Rouge Sparkle. So the shades that I picked up, I picked up one matte. That is in Flame Lily. The regular creamy shiny shade is in Maraca Ginger. And then the sparkle shade I picked up is in Mendenia Magnifica, maybe, 303. Now, in the sparkle shades, there are 4 shades. They look similar to me. Again, I haven't seen them all in person. This was like the pinkiest without being the pinkest shade. There's one that's like, looks like it has more like pigment to it. I'm going to tell you right now that, and I'm going to have I'm going to have the swatches go up while I talk about this. This shade is kind of like the holographic lavender in the Dior, in my opinion. So I'm going to bring that out so you guys can take a look at it. I really like this new sparkle. And I think it's really a very cool idea, like to have this just sort of sparkly shade. And it's very comfortable on the lips, and I think it feels really nice. Here is the Cle de Peau, and here's the Dior. So I think they are similar in the look that you get, actually, between the two of them. I think there's a similarity. The Dior is more holographic, whereas the Cle de Peau is more sparkly, which makes sense because that's how they're named. But by itself, when I'm going to put it on my lips, you're going to see that it just looks like a nice sparkly lipstick, like just a gloss. If you put it over a liner, you definitely get more impact, but that's, to be expected. I think you can see, though, there is like that pink shift in it. And so there is a little bit of pigment, like there is a little bit of something there. I don't know with the other shades how different they'll be, because when I went to look at the other finishes, the other shades, it sold out on Cle de Peau. It was available, let me look really quickly and see if it's still there. It was available on Bloomingdale's. I didn't see it on Bloomingdale's, but it is available on Neiman's. Sweet Nectar, Mocara, the Medinilla, which is what I bought, and then the Ohia Lehua, maybe. And those shades are all available at Neiman's. It's described as a luxurious liquid lipstick with a rich gel cream texture for an irresistible sheen, dewy luster, and intense glimmer for a 3-dimensional lip look. So I don't know if the Ohia and the Mocara and the Sweet Nectar are going to be that different in the way that they look on the lips, because it's a very light sheen. The Ohia does look like it has more of a pigment, so maybe that one's different. I can't really tell by swatches online, so I think we have to look in person to really know. But I would say it is really beautiful, and if you like the Dior holographic, I think you're definitely going to like this. There's no warming sensation. It feels very comfortable. It's a really nice product. The thing is, it's $50. Each one is $50. That is a lot of money, just want to say. Again, feels very comfortable. But that's a lot. In the formula, it says that there are smoothing lip surface to allow optimal light diffusion over time. Lip concerns become less noticeable. Maybe just because your lips look pretty. I don't know. Premium argan oil is rich in vitamin E to provide moisture and smoother lips. Like I said, it does feel good. There's no warming sensation, none of that. But it does feel really nice. It does feel very hydrating. And I do really like it. I would probably pick up the other shades. All I'm saying is I don't know if the other, like how different it'll look on your lips. I think it will also depend on how pigmented your lips are. That's the thing. So I don't really know, to be very honest. But I like it, and I think it's really pretty. It's just that for $50, that might be, you know, a lot. So let's try the regular Shine formula. All right, and so for the regular Shine formula, the shade that I have is the ginger shade. There were more of these in stock than the sparkle shades. I noticed sparkle shades were selling out faster than the shiny shades, the regular ones, or the matte ones, at least as far as I could tell. Like Cle de Peau, the sparkle one sold out immediately. So that just gives you an idea, like those are gone. I'm sure they'll come back, but you know, they've been sold out for the last couple days. All right, so let's see how many shades of this new Shine is. This has, it looks like there's 8 shades on Neiman's right now. There might be more shades on Cle de Peau. I absolutely love this shade, and in fact, I was wearing this shade when I did the Tom Ford Forbidden Pink review because I was trying out Cle de Peau at the same time, including this foundation. And so I was like, but the pink thing, the pink quad came, and I was like, I have to do this immediately and record for all of you. So that's what I had on in that video. And this shade is really pretty. Although it's ginger, it's got more of a pinky red. Like it's not really super warm. I just think it's a very wearable shade. And if you like something that has a little warmth, but not too orange, the ginger shade is really pretty. I picked it honestly because, again, those shades are really hard to tell online. And the ginger just looked like a really nice shade. And I was like, oh, ginger, you know, might work, but I couldn't really tell if it was going to be great for me or not. It ended up being like a really good shade. And I love the feel of it. The formula, again, is really comfortable. It's a very vibrant color. It's very shiny. It's long lasting. It lasted through that entire video where I was doing the Tom Ford for like 2 hours because I was going back and forth. My skin does feel, more plump and moisturized. I'm not saying like it plumps it up. It just feels plump and moisturized. And I think it's very comfortable and like really nice to wear. If it's worth $50, I don't know because it's a lip product and these things go bad quickly. I don't remember what the shelf life was. I think it might have been 6 months. I have to go back and take a look at the box. It might have been 6 months. That, you know, lipsticks in general do go bad. So that's one of those things where I'm just kind of like, But I will say, I do really like this formula, the shiny one. More so than I have to say that I like most of my like lipsticks in a bullet. Like this is really, really nice. It's easy to go on. It lasts long. It's shiny. It's comfortable. Love the shades. I do want to try other shades. But for $50, you know, it's not something I'm going to buy 10 of. Like it's a lot of money for things that can go bad pretty quickly. But I would definitely buy another like 1 or 2 shades of this and wear it a lot. And it might be like my go-to kind of thing when I'm looking for like a glossy, shiny lip that is also opaque. Because this goes on and it, like, you don't need to layer it. It's really nice. So now the question is, how different is it from the older formula? Which I'm going to put on for you in a second. I got to go take this off. But I'll just say, spoiler alert, it's not that different. It is creamier. It is more opaque. It is nicer. I do like it more. But I wouldn't say it's just like mind-blowingly different. It's a little better. Yes, absolutely. But it's not like a totally new product. So if you really hated the old one, I don't really think you're going to love the new one. But if you liked the new one, but it wasn't quite creamy enough and opaque enough and moisturizing enough, then you're going to really love the new formula. So let me take this off and put the older one on. This is Sepia, which is a very popular shade in the Shine liquid lip. So you can see what that looks like on the lip, and then we'll do the matte one last. All right. So one thing you'll also notice is the bottle is different. These are glass. This one feels like plastic. Well, no, these are plastic. They're not glass, they're plastic. They're just really nice, thick plastic though. Like they're really hefty. So that does lend to the feel. The packaging is different though. Like these had sort of like an ombre look with the dark tops. This has the blue on one side with the gold on the other, resembles the new design of their lipsticks, their bulleted lipsticks. The doe foot is basically the same. You've got sort of a almond shaped doe foot. Now, like I said, this is number 1, sepia. So the numbering system is also different because like this is 1 sepia. The ginger is 204, I think it is. Yeah, 204. So it's like they're having a 3-digit number where this was just 1 sepia. You can see though, very similar formula, right? It's shiny, it's creamy, it feels comfortable on the lips. It's opaque. This is a much lighter shade, but it doesn't, there's not a drastic difference in the way that it feels or the way that it looks on your lips. They're hydrating, they're moisturizing, they're comfortable, they're shiny. It's basically, the new formula is creamier, more opaque, more moisturizing, but again, I think it's like a 10 to 15% improvement, like, which is an improvement, which is great. But it's not like it's a totally different formula that you've never had before from Cle de Peau. So do I like it? Yes, because I liked the old formula. So yes, this is better and I like it. And I like the packaging and the shade's really pretty and I'm happy with it. But again, these are $50 liquid creamy lipsticks. So, you know, it's a lot of money to spend for a creamy lip. Does it look pretty? Does it feel comfortable? Is it nice for older lips, especially for like more mature lips? Yeah, absolutely. And I think they last a long time. It feels like these last better than this one did. Like this one was more like a lip gloss where you felt like it dissipated faster. The new one does seem to last longer. I do notice that. But it's not a liquid lip in the sense that it's going to like not transfer. These are definitely transferring and very comforting and very like emollient, but you know, it's going to come right off on your coffee cup, that kind of thing. So the new formula, though, the sparkle one, that didn't exist before. That's just a whole new thing. And I do like the shade that I bought. I just don't know how different these shades will look on a lip, depending on like, you know what I mean? Like one's more warm, one's more like pigmented, but will it make a huge difference on your lips depending on pigment? I don't know. That's the thing. I do want to try them out in store so I can actually see what they look like. So the matte formula though, let's do that next. Now the matte formula, that the shade I got is Lily, and I never bought any of the previous ones in matte because I hate matte. So I hadn't bought it before. I bought it for all of you guys so you could see it and we could try it, but matte is not my favorite type of formula. So first I'd say the shade is really nice. The shade is sort of a deep rose, almost like a rose wood. It has a little bit more warmth to it than like a pink, but it's a really nice, I mean, Lily, I guess it's actually not a bad shade name. Yeah, it's like a deeper rosewood kind of shade. It's really very pretty. The formula actually feels pretty comfortable on the lips, and I did try wearing this all day the other day, and I didn't mind it, which is saying a lot because I don't really like matte formula. So it is more hydrating and more moisturizing than I say traditional matte in a lipstick, like in a bullet. So I do think this formula, if you're looking for a matte lip, I think this is probably a good choice, and you should try it out and see, maybe like go to a store, try it, see if you can try it out, and even if you can't use an actual like tester, put it on your fingers and put it on your lips. See if you can wear it for a while, or buy one from like Nordstrom so you can return it if your lips just can't handle it. But it's not as moisturizing as the shiny or the sparkle. It just isn't, because it's a matte formula. So it kind of like dries to a matte finish. So it does feel a little less moisturizing than the others. Not in like a tightening or bad way, just kind of that's matte. It's like a matte formula. One of the reasons I don't like a matte formula for my lips is my lips are very dry. And because they're very dry, there are lines in my lips. I do a lot of like the Dior Maximizers and the Emile Cordon lip balms, and I do all of those things to try to keep them as hydrated as possible, but I have problems with my lips being dry. I feel like a matte formula just accentuates how dry looking they can be. And this one is pretty good for like the first hour. It looks really nice. And then after that first hour, they do look, to me, drier. So I would not buy any more of the mattes because I just don't think they're great for my skin and my lips, because I like a more shiny, glossy finish. I like something that's creamier, even if it's going to wear off. Like, even if that means I have to reapply it more often, that's fine. I'm good with that. But if you're looking for a matte that's pretty comfortable, like, because it really is, it's pretty comfortable, and your lips aren't like ridiculously dry like mine, I think this is a really good option. It's a very nice matte. It's about as hydrating as a matte could be, as far as I could tell. And it's a really nice look. Like, it's a really like elegant finished look. Like it looks like a powdered mouth, which I think looks really nice, and it's a certain aesthetic. Again, it's not for me. I don't think it's how I'm going to going forward. Like, I don't think I'll pick up more of these, but I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me, and I will. But I like the finish of the shiny and the sparkle more, because I just feel like it makes my lips look plumper and younger, and I like the look. The matte isn't really my aesthetic. I feel like it just makes my lips look a little bit drier, and after the first hour, it's a little dry for me. Like, not like most mattes are, though, I have to say. And it's certainly not like a long-lasting liquid lipstick that's like transfer-proof. Not like that. Not that dry. But it is more dry than the other formulas. So all in all, I'd say I like them all. The Sparkle is, of course, a brand new formula, and it is really interesting and different looking. I don't know what the real difference between the 4 shades will be. I have to test that out and see what the other ones really look like, in person. But I really like the formula. It's very comfortable, and it's a very pretty, like, sparkly lip. The shiny I like, and I liked them before, and I think these are better, but I don't think it's a totally different formula. So again, is it better? Yes. Is it creamier? Better? Shinier, more long-lasting? Yes. But it's very, very similar to the formula that existed before. So I'm glad they improved it. That's a good thing. But I don't think it's just, like something entirely new. Is it worth $50? That is something you guys have to decide for yourselves. $50 is a lot of money for a lipstick. I know that. So, you just have to decide. Do I think it's a really nice formula, though? And is it something that I would definitely, like, carry around in my purse to wear? Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really pretty, and it's really comfortable. So, will I pick up one more or maybe 2 more? Yeah. Not all at once, because like I said, these things go bad because of the nature of their liquid lips and the formula. It's not a powder. I can't sit it in a drawer for 10 years. And $50 I don't want to waste. So yeah, but I will probably, because I only have one set of lips. So but 1 or 2 more shades, yeah, absolutely. And I just got to decide, whether one will be a shiny and one will be a sparkle, so I want to kind of see them in person if I can. The foundation, I love the foundation. If I hadn't found the Chanel Touch, I would have been like, just get this. But the Touch is really, really good and cheaper, but not refillable. So that's the other thing. And the Touch is, just a pump and then you put it on. This is a cushion. So it depends on, I went through the cons of the cushion earlier, but the finish is beautiful. And if you have normal to dry skin, I think you're really going to like this. I really do. It's beautiful. If you can find your shade match. The shade match thing is a little tricky. There is a tool on the Cle de Peau site, or go in store, frankly. Or if you already know your shade, then you're all set. But it's a beautiful foundation. I really love it. It is my favorite cushion foundation of all time. Cushion. It's my favorite cushion. Absolutely. From the first time I tried it, I was like, oh my goodness, that looks fabulous. Like, it just looks really nice, and it just wears really well on me, and I just, I really like it. I don't have any negatives about the foundation, except to say that there's a scent, which is a big negative for a lot of people. And it's a cushion. And if you don't like the sanitary issues related to a cushion, then you won't like it. But the formula itself, the foundation and how it looks and how it wears, phenomenally good. Phenomenally good. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon.